Hey there blues fans, John here with the Blues Guitar Institute, and this is your Tuesday Blues lesson number 148. In this lesson we're going to take a look at a cool lick that's used in tons of great blues songs that you can play over the 5-4-1 cadence in a typical 12-bar blues. Let's give it a listen and I'll come back and I'll show you exactly how to play it. Okay, to get started here, it's important that you know where this is coming up in a typical 12-bar blues. So we're going to approach this from the key of E. That would be our 1 chord. Our 4 chord would be an A7. And our 5 chord would be up a step at B7. And this is that part of the blues progression that we're going to work in today where you fall back from the 5 chord to the 4 chord. And then 1. Can certainly launch into a turnaround right there because that would be the last 2 bars of the progression. And what we're going to do is sort of outline the chords that are moving by in the progression with a lick in this 5-4-1 cadence. And specifically we're going to work with the 5 chord and the 4 chord. So let's hear the lick once again now that you have that information. Here's what it sounds like. You can hear how it really resolves quite nicely back to E when we hit these E chord tones here, or E7 would work as well. So let's take a look at what we're doing, the actual notes that we're playing in this lick. First off, I'm sliding into that major third, this note here on the 8th fret of the 3rd string, and then I'm picking up this F sharp on the 2nd string. Then we do a descending pull-off move from the 9th fret of the 1st string to the 8th and then the 7th. And that's all happening by striking the string just once, and the rest is a pull-off. So you really want to make sure that you can hear each of those as if you plucked it. Get really good strong pull-offs going for you there. After that, you're going to reach up and play the 10th fret on the 2nd string, that A note, and then back to the 7th. So just keep that index finger planted on the 7th fret there. Then you're going to do a pull off from that A note back to this F sharp. That's on the 2nd string. So that's 10 down to 7. Then back to our major third here on the 3rd string. And then we're going to do a hammer on from this F sharp up to this A flat. Then we're going to take this entire pattern and we're going to move it down into A. But before you do that, I want to make sure that you've got the timing down. So make sure and play this with a metronome, but I'm going to play it pretty slowly here for you so that you can hear how these notes are arranged rhythmically. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. And then we can just take that entire pattern and move it down from this B7 territory here into A7. So what we'll do is we'll slide in, but this time to the 6th fret. Still, that's the major third of this A7 chord. Okay, so we're sliding in there, hitting the E on the 2nd string this time. Then we're going to do our chromatic pull-off starting on this high B 1st string to the A. Then we go to this G note here on the 8th fret of the 2nd string and back to the 5th fret, the A note on the 1st string. And then we know we're going to do this pull-off next from the A to the E. Back to our major third and finish up with a hammer on. And a quick word about playing this fingerstyle. You know, I don't typically get too hung up on which finger you use for which string, but for me, I like to play with my index finger on the 3rd string, my middle finger on the 2nd string, and my ring finger plucking the high E string, the 1st string here. So I'm trying to keep that. It's a good way for me to kind of reinforce my technique here. So I've got that same finger to string dedication throughout this lick. So when you put these two together, you get this. And as you can tell, and when you play this and when you hear it, you know that this wants to resolve back to E. That's part of that cadence, that 5 to 4 to 1. It's just a very familiar pull back to the 1 or the root here. So once you have the notes down and you can play it perfectly at a slower tempo, then you'll want to speed things up a little bit. 2, 3, 4. Once again, slowly. Now the next thing that you'll want to do is be able to place a nice blues turnaround at the end of this. So what I want to do here is throw in the sweetest blues turnaround. That comes from a video that I covered a while back. So we're going to reach back and pull that turnaround out. And we're going to tack it on to the end of this little set of licks. Here's what that sounds like. I hope that you really enjoyed this lesson and that you got a lot out of it. This little 5-4-1 cadence is a strong moment in the blues progression, and it's really cool to spell out the chord changes with a nice lick like this. You're going to hear this in songs like Before You Accuse Me, the acoustic version by Eric Clapton, and in tons of other Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff. So this is something that once you get down, you'll be able to use and have fun with for years to come. If you dig this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and show your support for the channel. It's a great way for me to know that you're digging this and that you want more videos to come out just like this. And with that in mind, be sure to check out the tons of other useful guitar videos that I've got on Blues Guitar Institute's channel. That's it for this week. Until the next lesson next Tuesday, be sure to practice smart and play on.